Welcome back. So now that we have an endpoint that we can call with our login information, let's start making some logic so we can actually start logging in. And the first thing I want to do is actually generate a service for that. So under the the security layer right here, under infrastructure, I'm going to try and create my first interface for a security service. Now, we could put that into the core, but actually right now I'm going to keep it in a security package on its own, and then later we might want to move some of the logic into the core of our application. But just to keep security as its own small package right now, I want to keep it completely away from the rest of my application just for now. So step one is I want an interface. So I'll make a new interface right here and I'll call it iSecurity service right here. That's going to be my interface that I want to build right here. There we go, we have the iSecurity service. Now the first thing I want to build in my iSecurity service is a method to generate the token. So I want like a token right here. So let's make a JWT token class like this. That's going to be kind of a model I'm going to create. And I want it to say generate JWT token. And what I want to pass in is going to be a string username and a string password right here. Username and string password. That's what I want to kind of send in here to this method. There we go. And the JWT token doesn't exist, so let's go and create that. I'll just create a local type for now, just an internal class. And I actually want to move it, so let's make it a public class. And let's actually move it into a folder. So I'll just move this guy, move, refactor, move. And I want to move it to a new folder under the same package, just called models like this. There we go. So now we have that model available. Let's add it. And there we go. Now we have this generate token available right here. It complains right now because it still thinks this is a class. I misclicked. It should be an interface. There we go. So now we have a generate token ready in our service. So now with this service available, let's jump into our auth controller and actually create a constructor so we can pass this service into the auth controller. There we go. Now we'll say iSecurityService, and let's just call it security service. Like this. I'll make a local reference for it, a read-only field, so we have that available. And then what I want to do here, instead of right now where I'm generating the token like this, I actually want to call this, so I'll make a token here equals new, security service dot generate token, and I'll pass in the DTO username and I'll pass in the DTO password right here. There we go. So now we get the token, and then with that token that we are getting back from the service, we're going to take that token and we're going to first of all send in the actual token. And notice right now we don't have anything in our class. That's of course if we go back to the new model we just created. I didn't make any properties yet. So I'm going to make two properties up here. I'm going to make a property for the actual token. So we'll just say string JWT, pretty much the same as the DTO. I'll make another property right here and that'll be the string of the message. Now for now they look the same, the DTO and the actual object, but later they might change. So let's just keep a model here called JWT token. And down here what I can do now is I can get the JWT part, and I can also get the token dot message right here to kind of get that information back. So now we have a generate token right here. We don't have an implementation yet. We'll go and build that in the next lesson. But for now, let's just go and add it actually. So we have it available, and the next lesson we'll go and implement it. So I want to make a new class right here. Actually, let's make a directory for the services. So I'll add a new directory. There we go. Let's call it services. If more services shows up later, and here I'll add a new class, and that'll be our new security service. There we go. So this service again is going to extend or implement that iSecurity service. There we go, iSecurity service. And that means that we need to implement that method. And now we'll just have a not implemented exception for now. The final thing I want to do before I forget it is just go in here and add this new scope. So I'll add a new scope right here for my new service, iSecurity service. And we're going to do the implementation of security service. This means that I can always later go and change this if I don't feel this is the right implementation. And there we go. Now we are set up to actually generate a token somewhere, which is the next step. Now this generator is going to both check if the user is actually who he says he is. If he is, then it's going to return a token. If not, it's going to return a message saying something like you don't have the right username and password or something like that. So again, I just try to move logic out of the controller into a service instead of having too much logic directly in the controller. That's it for this lesson. Now let's just end it. We have a security service now, and next lesson we can try and actually use that to generate a token. So see you next time. Bye.